my letter for curses.
It's filled with curses. It's
Ironically,
nothing
you
but
are
curses.
getting a letter, Torrin. It will likely not be cursed.
Likely, but possibly.
It's coming from someone who could definitely curse things.
Although, considering it's a witch, it could just be like the recipe for a curse. I mean, there's nothing to say the letter itself has to be cursed or is cursing.
There's just a swear in there.
No, it's a magic mouth that just starts shouting every obscenity known to man and several in dwarf.
I was just thinking that this is like how witches teach other witches across long distance. They just send them a letter with a curse in it.
Just go, haha, you're cursed now.
I said then.
Hey.
Hello.
You know, I'm looking at my class skills and going, fuck, what the hell would I even want as a class skill in here? I've already got, like, everything Ash needs.
Exactly my problem.
You have to go to linguistics. Oh, right. Some there. Assist always run to a Stufa. I have max ranks in linguistics, but it's not a class skill for witches.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Basically, I'm going for a class skill unlock, and I'm torn between either stealth, because it'll be useful, and linguistics, because it's a school. And I do already have a rank in both of them, so it would straight get me the +3.
Mm-hmm. I went for class skill in crescent coins, and I got a class skill in praise, because that's both useful to me and thematic.
Turns out you just weren't good at it before. It's like, oh, that's what things really cost. Sorry, I'm used to having this overblown sense of how much wealth I have.
I mean,
Banana
you're not
what could
wrong.
it cost? $5?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how the economy works. I understand. The peasant folk.
He understands the economy. He doesn't understand actually appraising things of value as much. He was alright at it before. Just now, he's excellent at it.
Why do I have currently a -8 in swim? Oh, I'm fatigued. Got it.
Yeah.
You speak.
I was gonna say, I don't know why you're surprised.
And -8's a lot.
To be fair,
Yeah,
Aaron
but
doesn't
Aaron
seem to
has a
sort
lot of
swim.
problems with strength-based skills.
And
Oh,
just
and
life
I
in
also
general.
currently have 10 pounds worth of currency.
Mm.
Understood. Let's just assume that's on Rusty.
I feel like, yeah. See, is everyone set and primed for our letters?
Fuck it. I guess I'll take that skill. Why not?
Is there a skill that
Perception.
I want? Because I have a lot of skills.
You're an investigator alchemist. There's probably not a skill you're missing.
Right, there isn't. On the main adventure page, the only skill I am missing is swim.
Well, there you go
There you
then.
go.
Evan gets some swimming lessons.
No. And in the background skill, the only one... Nope, never mind.
Animal.
I have every single one on the background skills except handle animal. Which it all makes sense.
Yeah.
There's Dark.
There he is.
Sorry, I was ordering food.
Now,
Hey,
I,
called it.
now I can set up my
Yeah.
everything.
I was distracted by shotguns.
This session is
Shotguns-
brought to you by
shotguns
Spooky
are good.
Hands.
Yeah, I had to sign up for one of the various delivery companies
Yay.
because the thing is around me. Like I'm not in range of where I live. I'm not in range of any of the major like delivery places. No Domino's, no pizza. None of them are nearby. Only really small places which can't afford their own websites and delivery team.
Mm-hmm.
So Just Eat, pick it up for me because I'm not allowed to go outside. So, well, I can, but I shouldn't be going to take out places.
Just like to
So,
say, we are no way affiliated or sponsored by Just Eat.
No, we are not. Other choices of delivery companies just as good. This just happens to be the one I have on my phone.
So hey,
think
if
that's
anyone,
right.
if anyone wants to sponsor us,
Please see the link in the description. Now you have to add a link in the description,
damn it.
which probably just could be an email address or nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing.
I just want it to be like just a link to a GIF of like a furnace running or
Nah,
something.
it's a YouTube link to Rickroll. There's nothing wrong with the classics.
It's an old
Way
one.
up! That's a lot of money.
Yes? Yes, do
Yeah.
you suddenly have monies? Yes?
Huh.
What-
Jeff, anyone hasn't.
Yeah. I need to add stuff into my. How much money am I adding?
I'll just repaste it.
Thank
in,
you.
in total, including splitting all the stuff from the vault and the electrum coins and blah 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 blah, 755 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper.
Sideline.
That's assuming we didn't split the vault or anything earlier.
I'm going to need someone with craft skills
I got craft skills.
I now
because I've got weapon modifications I need you to do.
I now have over 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was 7. Discord. There you go. Thank you.
I really want to take dodge for your life, but I can't justify it because half my movement speed is 10 feet.
Yeah, it won't get you
I mean-
far.
Aaron,
We're not always going to be
Aaron
in the
is
center.
not.
Unless you could justify that you'll be dodging on Rusty. Like,
I can leap off
Rusty
the
just
saddle.
No, I mean just like Rusty fucking books it instead of you.
Oh.
But I don't know what your take as a counter. Like, Rusty doesn't have stamina to lose.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'd kind of still be fine with it because you're still affected by fatigue, being the person who usually is throwing bombs and doing shit.
Right.
Yeah, the only alternative would be following something like the spur rules, where he takes damage based on the stamina cost. But
Yeah.
it's like,
I don't become fatigued, but I just constantly do damage to him.
yeah, because whenever you push Rusty to move faster, he takes like D4 or D6 damage. One of the two.
D4 damage. Normally it's supposed to be a D3, but since he's not becoming fatigued, I upped it to a D4 just for, my own sake.
Yeah, I'd kind of suggest other, like, limit per day of it, maybe, because especially once we get a couple more levels, our D4 damage, it's like nothing, it's a scratch.
Only
Actually,
That would be a D4 per stamina point, which question is how many is it worth?
actually thinking about it, another thing you could do is just have him consume whatever extracts in his core, because I can store extracts in him.
Sure, if you want that to be the thing, I'm fine with you using basically a spell slot, especially because it doesn't take you time to put those in.
It takes me like 10 minutes to put them in, yeah. And it
Yeah,
has a
I'm fine.
Destroy
fine
a
with
spell
that
for an
then.
abort action.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
Which, as we know, Sideline, you love abort actions.
Myself some abort actions.
as long as it's like preloaded, then you just sort of
Like-
burn it up to get a quick burst of something.
For those who aren't aware, Sideline has entirely made characters which are entirely abort buttons.
Hey, the more abort buttons you got, the better.
Mhm.
Also, how much of a discount do you have on mundane crafting?
Mundane crafting, I believe it depends. Have we murdered anything preemptively?
Probably not.
No, because everything that we got from the island has rotted. I can tell you that. So 5%.
Okay, so it's 5% off what I would normally have it off.
Yes.
So what's a third? So I need to figure out
We
a third
murdered
minus 5%.
It's 30% off. And if it's a very specific kind of crafting, it's 45% off.
I'll do the mathematical calculations in the meanwhile.
Additionally, if we're sacrificing items, I can salvage them for cash. So I can convert magic items.
I don't think I've got any I want to sacrifice for these modifications yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe we're all here.
Mhm.
Maybe Burrows, but we can cover some things in the interim.
We
But yes,
got
hello
mail.
everyone. It's been 2 weeks. I'm glad to be alive again. Holy shit, that was an awful period of my life.
Yeah, we'd just like to say he did not get corona, it was other illness.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
I'm still vulnerable.
I would also like to confirm my time in the NHS has not yet killed me.
Neither did my shopping earlier.
We are doing well.
That's true. Well, Sideline, I do have to ask.
Yes.
Do you want to actually bring up what you found to the party?
Oh, yes. The last day before we get off the island, Aaron's gonna stumble into Silas's room and dump off a.
Yes, what? Why? Why have you just left
I
a
brought you a
bag?
gift.
Really? Now,
Yep.
would you mind opening it and showing it to me?
Aaron hops off Rusty, takes out a knife, and starts cutting open the bag. And inside is a crudely made taxidermied version of Silas. Made of real human skin that's been morphed, changed, mutated it to look like Silas.
That is absolutely disgusting. Why did you create that?
I didn't create it. Your best friend made it. He really does like you.
Yes.
There was
according-
38 more of them, and also different people.
Well, get rid of it. I don't want it.
I'm just saying, the people don't want to investigate the rest of this island, and I went out in one night and found a room full of 48 bodies that are being magically preserved by a beating black heart, pointing out black ooze that's filled with this thing. It's just bodies that this thing had an obsession with, that it copied and duplicated in weird postures and posed around the room. This one was happy and smiling and drinking tea.
Well, then it is a good thing that the thing that made them is dead. Now, please just destroy the thing. I assume you burnt down whatever was.
No,
The
I
rest
ripped out
of
the
them.
heart that was preserving them, and they all rotted into a pile of sludge.
Well, that's good too, I guess.
Here's the heart, Aaron said, pulling the heart off the body, and then suddenly the body turning into black sludge. And it's beating in her hand.
I don't want that either.
Yeah,
I'll be
you
honest.
sure? It's magic. It's preserving. Oh, your best friend loves making these things. They're fucking awful.
No.
God, it is still actually a rather intricate magic device, so I'm gonna destroy it and
Then,
take
yes,
it. But
do with it as you wish. I do not
I
want anything to do
cannot
with it.
believe that people are saying like things are fine. Things are not fine. There are
Things are
so
fine
many more
because
things
it's
on this
dead.
island. If you tell me it is fine, I don't believe you. You did like weird this thorp noise to it. I don't know. It went in you. It's awful.
Of course you don't believe me
Oh,
because you.
here, look at my little compass thing pointing at psychic significant things that are affecting people. It's pointing straight at you.
Is it?
Yes. Aaron
Is
opens
it
it up, and that
actually?
little black ooze in there is like jumping at Silas.
Does it? Is it actually?
Yep.
That's strange.
Yeah, I have no way of believing you that you're not possessed. You are. Everything you've done right now is. I'm sorry. I don't want. I'm letting you know about this, and then I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna watch you for the next 40 years just to make sure this isn't a thing, and you have everything under control. What does it? What did that even give you? How is that even worth it?
Oh well, it is a thought form. It takes many forms, and
I'm aware.
I'm working on molding it.
I woke up the headmaster at 3 a.m. because I'm paranoid as fuck, apparently, and everyone thinks I'm crazy.
Sadly, though, it did not seem to give me much, and as such, I have discarded it. I have, in other words, I have sent what remains of that consciousness to the plane of dreams, where it will dissolve. In essence, it's like releasing a fish back into the ocean.
Then why is this pointing at you?
I do not know. It might be attracted to my natural psychic significance. I am a powerful psychic.
This is
There's
supposed to
I am
that, or
ongoing
extremely
magic. This is supposed to detect ongoing magical effects, not latent psionic.
Then I'm not certain. Perhaps there was a secondary output. Like, after all, that is created from Cordia, correct?
No, it's created from the various other oozes around the island that are attracted to various forms of power. It's just I keyed this to psychic's power because, I figured that would be the best way of actually detecting possessions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not certain. I could not tell you. I am sadly not an expert in that sort of thing.
I'm going to sense motive Silos.
Alright, let's see your sense motive, I guess.
I'm going to actually add my inspiration.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a 19 versus Silas's bluff, which is 24.
Ah, okay, fine.
Oh,
You.
he's actually.
All right. Okay, if you did banish that thing, fine. I still don't like the idea of this, but whatever.
I understand. It is why I banished it back into the plane of dreams, and I didn't attempt to extract more from it.
wait, Aaron,
What?
did you make your compassing like only detect, singular thought things, or does it like have to have like detect a second thought thing in someone's head? Because like this is kind of reminding me a lot of like using detect magic on pretty much any spellcaster. Of course they're gonna light up.
No. This is actually the only thing that this actually gives you a bonus to is sense motive checks versus like telling if someone's off.
No, I'm asking in
For possession.
character.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't. The thing is that natural psionics it is attracted to, but ongoing psychic effects are a little bit higher than just something like natural latent psionic power. There's a little bit more of a I don't know. Stayed up for 2 hours tuning this thing, so it would only pay attention to ongoing psychic effects other than just natural psionics. No, this did not involve me standing outside of Silas's room or other people's rooms and trying to simulate magical psionic effects and just leaning this thing against their cabinet so they would, not to protect them, but the
Aaron, I think you
well,
need more sleep.
I really do. I want to. I haven't been able to sleep for the past few days because we're on this stupid island, and I just want to leave so bad.
Well, good news. We are leaving today.
Okay, and
Now,
you're
you
sure
did
you're not
specify
bringing that thing with you?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
have vanished it. It is gone.
All right. Okay, I can live with that. I just want to go now. We're leaving today, right?
Yes, as I said.
Okay. I I suppose Ash, since you're here, I'll ask you. Do you want this? Aaron holds up a beating heart.
Where is that from?
It's from a room full of bodies that were being preserved by the heart, and you know, it's awful, but it is technically a curing agent. It helps preserve life.
Aaron has not yet fully identified it.
I just know what it theoretically could do. I can't tell more deeply. I think I could just read what the runes do. There's probably more to it. I don't know.
Aaron,
Yeah.
I have an idea about your Wayfinder. It just occurred to me.
What?
Do you think it could potentially be picking up our own empathic link via the Ion Stone?
If that was the case, it would be going towards me because it's
No,
closer to me.
but it would not, because I'm a latent psychic, meaning my latent ego, I guess you could say, is more powerful, and so it may think that the empathic link coming in from the Ion Star is the weaker mind, and my mind is possessing it. Which would be strange, yes, but it is magic, and that may be potentially what it is attempting to
It
do.
maybe I don't know. This thing is really twitchy. It detects a lot of strange things. It doesn't only detect, like I said, the
Uh,
ongoing spell effects. It's more of just a way that I can just see, have a
yeah.
chance of seeing things I can't see. It just gives me a little glimpse into what is around me. I don't have, I think, any other options. It just gives me a bit of security and to know that things aren't, dancing around me that I can't see. Um,
Yeah, Aaron, I would, if I were you, I would get at least 2 good nights of sleep, then come back to your compass thing and try fiddling with it, maybe fixing it. 'Cause I'm not entirely sure it's working right the way you're describing it right now.
okay, fine. I'll revisit it, but it does have some other unique properties that I was actually asking when to look for you guys for a bit of help with because I can't really figure it out. And
That being said, I will take the heart thing just because I want to see what I can learn from it. I'm definitely not going to disgusting thing.
I,
Except for maybe
yeah,
yes, I'll take the heart. I have an idea.
yeah. Meanwhile, could you guys give me a bit of help with this? Um, this isn't really an aspect of the Wayfinder. This is more of an aspect of the Ion Star. What is this? Erin's gonna activate the Ion Star that she did last night and do the weird spell effect.
Uh I guess detect magic.
Give
See
me a
if I can
spell.
identify it. You said spellcraft?
Yeah.
It's casting a spell of some kind.
Actually, spellcraft to identify items, yeah. How the fuck do you spell purple?
JMac, I'm gonna go with option 3.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Okay. You lot have heard, well, Jesus, those are a lot of good rules actually. You lot have heard a little something about Wayfinders, and you know that their part of their use is intended to be used with ion stones. Your lot think, yeah, this seems Wayfinders don't tend to exhibit much magical effect beyond what you build them for, so the only other thing this would be is its resonant power attempting to take hold.
Ah, I see. It, you have slotted in the Ion Star into the Wayfinder.
Yeah, I kind of did that primarily to keep the black ooze thing that makes this, psychic locator thing alive and not starving to death. But I figured I could just complete the matrix and, get the resonant power out of the ion star. I figured it would be worthwhile. I think I did it correctly. I've never actually done it. I just sort of read it in a
Which I'm assuming Erin kind of subconsciously makes her choice in this moment, and the tendrils start to link to both Ash and Silas.
what have I done?
Well, you have basically stumbled upon one of the odd quirks of magic in this world and magic items and how they interact with each other.
Aaron,
Specifically Wayfinders.
Aaron's trying to sort of dissipate the tendrils
Do-
by waving her hand in front of it.
Do not worry. They are, well, I do not know what they do, but they seem to be harmless. However, ion stones, they have a strange resonant reaction with Wayfinders.
I'm
When s-
aware. I invoked it. I did it on purpose. I know how it works.
Ah, okay. So you
I
wish to
don't
know
know
what
this
this
one
is?
does. Yes.
Okay. In that case, can I attempt to identify the spell effect?
Sure, it's not quite a spell effect.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, use the word I rolled. Which I'll tell you out of character. I rolled for via Ion Star's resonant power and you got a 6. But I kind of didn't just want to let you have +2 wisdom or whatever the fuck it was.
What was
So
it
I
out
decided
of?
to. 100.
Oh, right. So if it's 6
the
of D6, it's very different feeling to 6 out of 100.
It's true.
Mhm.
The lower numbers for Iron Star or Ironstone resonant powers gives you like the +2 enhancement to the ability scores. The higher ones end up blowing out your Wayfinder. But yeah, you got the enhancement score one. So the way that the Ion Star works is when it's slotted into a Wayfinder, you can pick. This is permanent when you pick it, but you can pick the highest ability score of another person holding an Ion Star, and that becomes its enhancement bonus. So, since the party, okay, this is the unfortunate part of the party, in that everyone is fucking charisma or intelligence beyond Aaron, who gave Dex, and Wolf, who gave Constitution.
I am 100% Constitution.
You didn't have any option for wisdom or strength, I'm afraid.
Dang.
So yeah, whenever you slot in a wayfinder, apparently we can get it +2 to Dex, Con, Int, or Charisma.
Oh, interesting.
Huh. If you are the highest person in a certain stat, can you still increase it?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So if you end up getting Wayfinders, there's an easy way of getting enhancement bonus.
Oh, cool. And Wayfinders aren't particularly.
Yeah, this was like $200 for me. So
Yeah, they're fairly cheap.
apparently we just rolled real well.
You did. I mean, it could have been something completely different depending on how I rolled on the table.
Mhm.
It was never going to blow up. Well, actually, no, that isn't true. It could have blown up your Wayfinder, but it'd be interesting when I did it.
It blew up the wayfinder. I am now a wayfinder.
Oh, shit, that would have been funny ability. You just turn into the star.
Now I just got a permanent dent in my arm where I can slot wayfinders in, or slot ion stones into, and I can invoke the resonant ability. Ugh, that would be awful. Let's not do that. Never mind.
Let me add Ion Star.
Wow. Sweet. We rolled we rolled really well. Yay.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens sometimes. Not often, but sometimes.
Oh, right, I added it into the GM notes.
Mhm.
No, I didn't. Never mind. Oh, yeah, I did.
So we got Ipos figured out it was for contacting people, and there's something else in there.
Well, specifically, Ipos figured out if you send sort of a weird charge through it, you can sort of feel where everyone else is, and shit like that.
Okay.
If I'm remembering the whole scene properly.
Scroll. That was one of the things. I believe the other one was a gathering of power within the Aeon Star, which I'm sure you can, work out what each is supposed to represent. I forgot I bound the deafening key to my mouse. I keep accidentally hanging instead of my mute button.
Why?
Because I was playing a game where you had VoIP, so I wanted to be able to hear in game if I needed to.
Right.
Oh, question, J-Mac.
Yeah.
I picked int. I have
Yeah.
more skill points. What do they go to?
Good question.
I mean, following the logic, it should be going to one of the skills of highest trained by
No, yeah, I can work with that.
someone.
Oh no.
I guess everyone pick a skill that we feel represents them. That's probably the
Oh.
easier way of doing it.
Well, I mean, it only really applies to intelligence-based characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fair.
So
right, yeah,
myself, Silas, and
that's it.
Ash.
Ash is also.
Oh, okay. Then you
Yeah,
three all
I'm
need to
also-
pick what skill most defines you. That becomes the resonance skill.
No, I'm just saying knowledge and ability.
Which for you, is definitely either craft or engineering.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say disguise.
That's fair.
Oh my!
Because
Okay,
no one's
and
sure what
Silas
Ash
is-
is.
Yeah. Silas's bonus is knowledge and ability.
Arrows. Cool.
Arrows.
Hello.
I'm going to say craft or artistry because I do actually have 2 points in both craft and artistry. So
Shall we go with artistry? I feel like it's a bit more applicable.
Okay.
Or is craft
I have 2 points in craft alchemy and I have 2 points in silversmithing.
let's just say alchemy. I feel like that's more widely applicable.
Technically, I do have a higher bonus in knowledge planes.
I think
can be
that
that
makes
if you want.
sense. Oh, Rose, what's your int?
Actually, that's true. I can't remember whether or not Alana had higher dex or.
She has 18 in index.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh,
Okay
dang.
then.
A quick recap for Rose. Basically, people discussed stuff during the 2 weeks that Yuna is dead. Aaron, that's the name. Aaron went into the town, found a weird other nest that Cordia had, cleared it out, brought back a Silas looker, like fucking flopped on the floor, went, look at this. And Silas is like, why the fuck did you bring that back? And she is like, Anyway, that's dealt with. The other thing is, Aaron made a Wayfinder, and she slotted in the Ion Star, and we've discovered a few things, which is probably easier if I just do this. Oh wait, you're not in yet. Okay, I'll do it in a second. The Wayfind, basically, she discovered the Wayfinder bonus, which is based on the highest ability scores in the party. You get a permanent +2 to one of those while holding the Wayfinder. Which, as I've stated before, unfortunately nobody has the highest score in Strength 4 Wisdom. So your choice. So whenever you get a Wayfinder, your choices are Dex, Con, Int, or Charisma.
So that applies no matter which Wayfinder we get, I presume.
Yeah. The star takes precedence in this case.
It's just my fault because you can get I didn't know if it only applied to one Wayfinder or is that just if we put it into any Wayfinder.
If you if you were to get a Wayfinder Dark, you could choose one of them.
Do I want
Separate.
dex or do I want int? God damn it, I have to think.
I mean, it depends. You need to get a Wayfinder first anyway. But
Yeah.
Mhm. As a note, if you do pick int, you get an extra skill point as well for every level you have.
Well, that's
Which
easy.
is what we're discussing
So-
now, because
the skill point because it's an enhancement bonus. It means that the skill point will be bound to preset skill point.
It'll
So-
work like a headband of intelligence.
yeah. And since it's basically taking its reference from our party, the people with the highest int of the party are deciding what skill point they represent the most. So, I would, if you picked int and you wanted to pick Aaron, she would get craft alchemy. If you picked
wow.
Ash, you would get disguise.
Alana's
Or-
easy to be knowledge religion.
fair enough. Actually, Ash, you're going for, or Torrin, you're going for knowledge planes instead, weren't you?
It would have to knowledge planes and spellcraft are both a +10, but disguise is a +9.
I mean, it
Well,
doesn't
it could be
it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
your
I-
highest bonus. It's just what represents you.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no,
just give ranks in.
Planes both very much represent Ash. I feel I'm not sure which.
You don't have to pick right now.
It's just something to figure out.
We'll table that for later.
Silas might also be sense motive.
Well, we can come back to what abilities
Yeah.
everyone gives. It's not going to matter right this second.
I grant Khan.
That's not a skill.
Yeah, Wolf makes you chunky.
Which,
I mean,
by the
isn't
way,
the worst thing.
which, by the way, I'm entirely tempted to do self-amplifying on that.
Oh God.
That's what Thingy Sideline did, because, you know, he's 2 classes which use int as a spellcasting.
There.
The thing is, I would have gone strength, but strength isn't an option. I could go
Yeah.
dex and so I get a 16 dex and 1 more AC. That's an option, but
You'd be channeling Aaron then.
Aaron or
as
Alana.
but as it stands, on the other hand, more chonk because then I'll be base 19 con.
So chunky.
The other thing, rules that we were talking about is obviously the Ion Star has an ability to pick between the 2 things, communication or convergence, which people are just kind of vaguely talking about now while we're waiting for you.
But we have very little idea what they'll actually do.
Yeah.
We figured out one of them will let us sense where the others are, but aside from that, I don't have a fucking clue.
I'm more of a fan of convergence, honestly. I feel like as a whole, empathy kind of deals with communication. I mean, you're not really gonna know it's fully why someone's freaking the fuck out, but if someone's freaking out, at least you know, hey, I should probably be there.
I mean, we can already sense if people are freaking out.
That's the point. I'm
Oh,
trying.
That's why you would go
Sorry.
convergent.
I misunderstood what you were saying. Can we actually get more information on what these things are before we choose, or
No.
I'm afraid not, beyond what you've already gotten.
It kind of feels like just shooting in the dark.
Yeah, but I mean,
Let's make that shot. Convergence.
I'm kind of voting for convergence as well.
I would agree.
Well,
Choice made.
it makes no difference to me because I don't know what they are. So
Yeah, well, this is kind of like my attitude. Is like, okay, I've got 2 vague concepts to work towards. One of them sounds slightly more useful than the other. I'm gonna just shoot at that one.
Okay. Unless anyone has major objections, convergence.
I mean, I'm abstaining, so doesn't matter.
Fair.
I don't care. I like both.
That's your choice. Let's see. I'll just go quickly check what I wrote with Still Thinks. I did write with ill.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
while you're
that seems
checking that
fine.
sideline,
Yes.
are you able to make more wayfinders?
Yes.
How much would it cost for more wayfinders?
Oh, it depends on the wayfinder you want. Give me a second.
If we just had a base wayfinder to start us off with,
Sure. If it was like a base wayfinder, that's gonna be
because the other
do the math.
wayfinders are hideously expensive.
Not all of them are hideously expensive, but
As far as I've found so far, all of them seem to be hideously expensive.
the smuggler's one is actually not.
Shining is not, I suppose, but
Shining is
Shining
actually the
is-
one I wanted, but
Shining is protection from evil.
yes,
Actually,
Shining.
how much would that cost?
Oh shoot. Alright, I'm gonna look at that too. I have
Suddenly-
not spent gold since I've gotten gold, basically.
If
So
you want-
People smell bonus.
If you wanted a wayfinder Shining right now, it would cost you 950 gold.
Okay,
However, if we did a little bit of murdering beforehand, I could get it down to 750.
Okay, so I could afford it if I sold some special coins, but I wouldn't be able to otherwise. Good to know.
This might be something to table for when you get back to the campus, because there will be opportunities to kill stuff there.
Yeah.
The entry for
Chances are I'll
Vials
just go
is-
standard way. Chances are I'll just go standard wayfinder anyway. Though.
Yeah, standard wayfinder is gonna be a lot cheaper.
Oh, sorry, please continue, JMac. I took over.
That's fine. Convergence, like the constellations in the sky, in certain positions, the Ion Star can grant further power. Basically, this is a mechanic in which you can support each other should you choose to give up your Ion Star for a section. Or for a minute, really. Allies can send their Ion Stars to another ally within 60 feet as an immediate action. An ally with a number of floating Ion Stars can draw upon formations to increase their capabilities, which you can see there. Depending on the number, you can get, big bonuses.
Interesting.
And if everyone's willing, you could even potentially save someone from an attack.
With 12 HP. Wow.
I assume that every time you go up to 5, each level you get to pick one more of those.
You can pick one below or the one. Basically, say you had 5, you could pick I have 12 temporary hit points, or you could just be like, I just want the skill bonus.
Okay, so you pick one of those, and just more stars means you have more options.
Yeah, basically.
Wait,
Okay.
what's this? Stars. Oh, you can send your. Okay, sorry, I had to step away from it. But you send your stars to another allied called constellations.
Yep, and the more stars you have, the more options for bonuses you have. But you only get one bonus.
I like that. Nice.
And it lasts for 1 minute. You must be spending.
The plus cast level is an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, currently it'll last for 2 minutes, but can be spent in 1 minute increments.
Yes.
I presume this is per day for the party, not per person.
Yeah. Per day for a party.
So essentially, we have 2 uses of it. Okay.
So if 2 people decide to send their stars to someone so that they get a little bonus to AC or attack, that uses up a minute.
Let me tell you. Just because I know that this is something we're gonna worry about when we get back, I'm still gonna say Alana's gonna want a Shining Wayfinder. I'm gonna throw my money at that now. I see no reason not to. It's kind of
The reason not to is so if we get like some murder on, I could significantly decrease the cost of it more than 950.
nah. I haven't used my gold. I have no reason to.
Okay.
I don't
you
need
just-
armor.
If you just want to pay for it up front, sure, I can do that.
Sure.
But that's gonna take me a bit because I'm not in a mad fervor, and it's more than X amount of money, so it takes
Well,
more.
you have a couple, 2 weeks worth of travel back, which happens fairly uneventfully. You basically bundle into carts, tired, exhausted, probably a little bit glad to get away from Goo Island.
Little.
By the way, J-Mac.
We.
None of the do any of our are any of our people have access to just general cleric spells as a cleric? Not like an oracle where they're fixed.
Both Riss and Princeton are clerics. They can prepare from the cleric list.
Cool. I'm to want to ask Princeton for some gentle repose then.
Any particular reason why, or just because you want to learn it?
No, because I have some bone marrow from the flaming skeleton
Oh,
dude
that thing. Yeah.
that I don't want rotting on me over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Princeton can fairly easily do that. Gentle Repose is first level, right?
Pretty sure.
Second. Nope, the second. But you can get Madam Mur to do that. She's also a cleric.
Oh wow, that's second level? Shit.
Yeah.
Then
I
yeah.
believe there's a... Yeah, you can get Gentle Repose one way or another.
Yeah.
After a long 2 weeks of traveling where you either trained or, had, I guess, some, fun time to yourself, you make it back to the academy. Thankfully, you come back on the Saturday, so no classes. Actually, you come back on the Friday, and then there's no classes, and then I imagine you all just go to bed and rest up, and then Saturday you're alive again. Somewhat.
Or Sunday in Alan's case.
Fair. When you get back, you basically leave. Goes, while you're gone, some of you got letters. Let's see. Silas, I believe this one's from your father.
Oh, wonderful! I've been waiting from him.
Ash, I believe you got one from back home. I don't know.
All right.
And Wolf, which Lee hands Wolf a very nondescript brown paper package.
He forgot his lunch. His mum sent it.
But he doesn't have a mum. But he doesn't have a mum.
Dark died.
Rest in peace. We can cover that later.
He's probably eating.
J-Mac, where's my alcohol? Come on.
Oh yeah, also, yeah, you got Lindsay to send your package, which, yeah, despite the distance that is, Lee looks at you and goes, your package is in your room.
Oh no.
Alana, what did you get? Because there's a lot of it.
Don't worry about it. James, no.
James, yes.
Of course,
I'll come
this
back
is
to
the room she's sharing with 2 other people, which is now filled with alcohol.
Listen, it's fine.
Which, yeah, Alana, when you get to your room, how much did you ask for? I guess is a good baseline to set this against, because whatever you asked for, you got basically like, maybe 2-3 times the amount.
Oh no. Tro asked for a couple bottles during her dad.
Yeah, in which case you come back to find your bed like smothered in bottles.
There,
Jugs.
there was instructions to install a wine rack for storage.
Alana sighs.
There's an IKEA package.
I have sent you a flat pack for a wine rack, also enough bottles to fill it. Enjoy. Remember to have too much fun. XX James.
She might have the hints of a smile on her face, but she looks very pissed off at the same time. It's really weird. Also, Aaron's just gonna be given alcohol as soon as we get him back then.
Yay! Booze!
Made by someone who probably had like a fucking DC 40 to his craft check.
Oh, it was more than DC 40 when he was level 13, but this is an E6 world, so yeah, actually, probably a
That's
DC 40.
40 is on. I mean, Alana's. I was thinking more because of E6, yeah. Anything higher than that's gonna be man is a literal god.
Dark Wolf also got a package.
Ooh, you did.
It's a very nondescript kind of like brown paper package. Very small. Think about like matchbox size.
You open it.
Inside there's this isn't a letter. I had to show you something. There's a piece of cloth in there. And there's a design on it?
Do I know the design?
No, but you feel like there's a bit of a headache coming on. Can move for me, I will save.
Great. This has been Glyph of Warding to know it.
I think that's technically a reflex. Damn. But you feel like you have a strange sense that you need to head down.
Down.
Down. Into the earth.
Interesting. Any particular place in the earth, or is he just getting the utmost sense of being a mole and going down?
Pretty much just the sense of going like straight down. Though a small part of his mind also thinks this school has a dungeon beneath it, doesn't it? That'd work. Beyond that, there's nothing else in the package. Just a strange red square of cloth that's embroidered with this design.
How big is it?
Think about like like a patch. You could probably stick it on like your arm on like a denim jacket.
Okay.
Like a handkerchief. That's a better comparison. There we go. I know what regular human objects are.
I probably spelt this wrong, but
Jesus, Rose.
there we go. The headache handkerchief.
By the way, JMac, did my letter come with anything?
Oh yeah, you got a little necklace.
Huh.
It seems to be made out of like some, not quite twine, but like probably some set aside rope that, or like necklace cloth that someone's mum probably had, along with what appears to be some cheap gemstones.
And Ash is just going to look this, and I'm going to see if my letter has any secret messages, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
This doesn't look right.
Ash thinks there might be something, but she can't tell what it is. She kind of pores over it, try to connect like words together, phrases.
I don't know if Ash trusts Alana enough. Alana has pretty high linguistics.
Hippos also has linguistics, but he can barely
Yeah.
read.
Yeah, no, Ash probably would go to Alana, actually.
Oh, charming.
Let's see if I can actually roll a decent roll on this.
JMac.
By the way, I'm just going to, since you do have to read, I'm just going to forward it to you, Rose.
Okay. Unfortunately, I only rolled one higher than you. I did meet a different DC, but...
Okay. Jesus, Stark. Oh, so that's fair. Money, money, money.
I thought you'd want a receipt of what I was doing.
I will never say no to a receipt.
I might do the same thing Dark's doing, so I don't have much interest in what's our other options, honestly. I have things I want and I'm probably just gonna make myself more techniques at some point, and I don't have anything in mind right now.
There you go, Rosie. I'll let you see my receipt.
Like money's always good.
Yeah, no, I mean I just took the class skill and the 3 coins.
It's 5 points, isn't it?
It's
I
5.
took something I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, is it 5?
Oh, I see. I like that I'm never going to use this.
Hmm.
Oh,
But yeah, I took modified weapon proficiency, which counts as exotic weapon proficiency when used on an Earthbreaker. The result is I can now freely modify it in all kinds of fun ways, including making it brutally weighted, which ruins the CMD of anyone I hit.
Wow. God. Yay, weapon modifications.
Oh yeah, by the way, sideline. That's half of what I need Aaron for. The other half is a Wayfinder and my armor.
Oh, okay.
Basically, Wolf's going to come up to you with a big shopping list at some point. We'll roleplay that though.
Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can do all this.
And I'll help beat up monsters for you.
I have classes too. Okay, fine. Here's a. Okay, I'll do this for you. I got 2 other Wayfinders on the books that I have to make apparently. You're gonna help me in the forge.
Okay.
Thank you. I needed a little bit of help with this class project. As you can probably tell by me, I'm not great with a hammer.
Wolf, meanwhile, looks back at the flaming hammer on his back.
That'll actually come into a lot of help here. I do need to crush some crystals for a school project of mine, but
That totally doesn't sound ominous at all.
yeah, actually, you'll be a lot of help here.
Yeah, I'm happy to help. I got a lot of my classwork done already.
Oh, really?
Agreed.
Wow.
I did a lot of like nature collections up at the place.
I suppose that was convenient for you.
As Wolf just kind of like reaches into one of his like drawing books, and you just see it's just dozens and dozens of pages of sketches and like detailed like.
Huh.
Wolf got a shit ton done.
Yes, the island was a very good place to finish up class, as my project to subdue an infomorph has been completed.
That was a class?
Of course.
How common are infomorphs?
Actually very. They're surprisingly common. It's just, as beings of pure thought, you cannot normally see them. Also, do not worry, 90% of them are benign.
90?
Yes. The one we found.
10% is a lot! You said these were everywhere!
Yes, across the entire plane of existence. And in fact, the majority of them live in the plane of dreams. So, as much as I say they're everywhere, I mean that relatively to, say, other outsiders.
Okay, fine. All right. I just ever since coming to this college, this world has gotten 200% more horrifying.
Congratulations. That is what knowledge will do to you.
I don't.
Aaron, do you need a drink?
I could make it a
Oh,
lot
I have
worse
plenty
for
of
you,
drinks. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, trust me. She's okay.
Do you want any money for that, anyways?
She kind of pauses and thinks for a bit.
I mean, it is spectacularly good. This is like some of the best alcohol I've ever had. But I mean,
I don't know if you want. I guess.
here I just won't pay you. You just won't pay me for, you know, effort exerted into making your Wayfinder. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell me how I can help, and I'll do what I can.
Yeah, well, if I need you to, Aaron's gonna pull out a sack and open it up into the opalescent crystals that she got from salvaging the main core of the city. I need you to crush these into a fine dust.
How fine? Like sugar fine?
Sugar fine. I mean, if you could do it flour, fine.
I might need a grindstone.
Yeah.
But I can do that.
I took a look at their main material composition. They seem to be silic based, and it does seem like I could maybe use this as a flux. However, the elemental power should be remaining within them if we're careful about it. Meaning, I'm hoping I can get this into some latent power of a piece of steel. if I can get it to be folded a number of times and make sure it's incorporated into the metal.
Incorporating metal like that takes a lot of force, doesn't it?
That's why I asked you.
Okay. Well, whenever you need me.
Yeah, sure. I need to do a little bit of calculations to make sure that the ratio of the powder to metal and what kind of metal will be best working with it. But I'll get to you when I.
Do you need me to start crushing something now?
No, I don't know if the crushing process will bleed elemental energy everywhere. So I'd rather be ready 100% before I start doing that. Give me a week, I'll have something going. Oh, never mind. I just got a letter from Silas saying another Wayfinder. A week and a half.
Oh, nonsense. Do you want me to bring food down to you?
Yes, please.
Anything in particular?
If you go to my room, it shouldn't be locked. If it is, talk to Marie. There's some alcohol in there, and if you want, you can get me some. I don't know. Surprise me, something good.
I can do something good.
All right.
You're going to be getting a lot of stuff like sausage, also honey cakes.
All right.
As currently Wolf is going to be doing a lot of honey in his cooking.
Ash
I
is
can't-
probably gonna end up helping Wolf in the kitchen. Guess what I have trained now?
Cooking.
Yes.
Shit.
And this. And your bonus is basically, it's almost as good as Wolf's. How dare you beat all mental stats? Oh, well, that's fine.
God damn it, J-Mac.
Cannot suppress the truth.
Wait, is this the wording salt or the cooking salt?
Wolf licks it. Warding.
Does wording
Well-
salt taste different?
It tastes more holy.
No, the warding salt seems to be more like deep rock salt. Well, this is more like sea salt.
Yeah, no. Sea salt for cooking.
Oh, Lord. But for now, it's the weekend. You basically have time to do whatever you want. Question is,
Did anyone else ask for a Wayfinder?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was
By the
asking
way-
fighters, but I haven't put an order in yet.
Oh yeah, J-Mac.
Mhm.
One thing I forgot to check. Is there
Fireball?
any like weirdness going on with that necklace I got?
oh no, it just appears to be like a necklace children made. So
Mm,
speaking of, yeah, Alana, you did a linguistics check. Yeah, you're pretty sure there's something on here. Maybe you should find an alchemist to try and. You're pretty sure it isn't like maybe not something hidden in the words, but something hidden in between like the spaces in the words, maybe written with like invisible ink.
Oh, okay.
A decent enough alchemist could probably reveal it.
an alchemist, you say, Aaron, I need your help.
You're a son of a.
Alana promises Aaron it's not nearly as annoying this time.
Oh, what is it?
I need you to help me figure out if this has invisible ink on it and how to reveal the words.
Give me the paper.
You want to just throw it onto a fireplace.
I was going to suggest there are other alchemists in the dorm.
She just snatches it from your hand and looks at it. Yes, there's invisible ink on there. Give me a few seconds. And she's gonna try to reverse the invisible ink. She probably actually grabbed a lime or a lemon off of what Wolf brought her to eat. Takes a bite out of it and then squeezes the rest into like a part of.
I just imagine Aaron just takes a look at it, reaches to the right, just kind of grabs the half lemon or whatever, and just smacks it onto the paper.
Smear.
Just completely unceremoniously.
Oh yeah, her alchemy right now is being very unceremoniously. She like took a bite of whatever she was eating and like tasted the acidity content, and then put it into like a jar and started grinding it up.
Yeah, as you smear lemon and do some other shit, yeah, a message starts to form. Except it's not quite a written message.
Happy? I don't know
Thank
what
you.
it says.
Thank you.
Yep. Please continue exploiting my friendly services for free.
Okay, thank you.
As you walk past probably like the 3 other alchemists in the dorm who probably could have helped you. for Aaron.
Aaron's on
But
demand.
that's true. But Torn, I'll get back to you on that because I need to find it for my fucking horde of notes that I've made. But I'll tell you now, you appear to have been sent a word design. Also, sure, Rose. If you desperately wanted it, you could probably start your own business with the amount of alcohol. Not really, but you could definitely spread about the alcohol you have.
I mean, I feel like she could just regularly at home and go, "Hey, Dad, I'm selling your alcohol on campus now."
Using
I
kind
started a
and more.
business.
He would be proud.
Thanks, sweetie. Here's a keg.
Here's 5 kegs. Don't send them all one place.
Shipping
Yeah.
company only lets me send one at a time. Expect packages for the next. We'll let you know.
Oh no.
To be determined.
I'll honestly walk in her room one day, it's literally full of kegs.
Yeah, that's fucking Ari just like goes down to the wine cellar and goes, I can walk around in here. James, where did your massive stash of booze go?
Don't worry, I got spares.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, as
You
if he
haven't
would only have one stash.
Oh no, he abides by many pirating rules, and he's probably has buried treasure all over the place in booze.
He has a sub basement.
Yep.
Of booze.
He's a prepared man. He's always ready.
It was a
James has a
dark day
problem.
when the basement flooded and watered down the alcohol.
This is why Lana's scarf thinks James is a disappointment.
He has a bit of a problem. I feel like when you reach that point, perhaps a little tad bit of a problem.
It's a hobby.
It's about as much a hobby as those old men who have entire houses made out of like model railway tracks and stuff.
I never
At
said
that point, it's a
it was a healthy
lifestyle.